Hi, this is Tara from healingcrystals.com. We had a request from one of our fans who asked if I could explain some of the astrology terminology that we talk about in our videos and in the horoscopes and all the stuff that we do at healingcrystals.com when we're working with the crystals and whatever's going on up in the sky. I find it especially powerful working with astrology and with crystals because you get that marriage between the sky and the earth, and I just think it's very magical and it's very empowering. And so let me explain a couple of the terms. What happens in astrology is the planets are in different configurations with each other, and they're interacting with each other, and that produces certain energies. The sky is constantly in motion, so those interactions are always changing. Think about it like if you went to a cocktail party, and you're talking to this person, then you walk over and you talk to that person. Your energy changes with each person, and that's how the planets are as well. Their energy changes depending upon how they're meeting up and what's going on with them and what sign they're in and all kinds of things. So there's lots of different things involved with it. So let me just give you a very brief overview, and I very, very strongly suggest that if you're interested in learning more, there's lots of great books about it. There's certainly other videos to watch, and definitely dive into it. Astrology is something that you never stop learning about. I'm always learning more, and I actually had to make some notes here because I don't remember everything all the time, so I have to go back and check. So anyway, so here's some of the basic configurations that you see that we're the basic transits that we're talking about when we do the horoscopes and when we do the different videos. So the first one is a square. When two planets are in a square, they're at 90 degrees of each other, and basically they're working at cross purposes. They're both very powerful, and they're both trying to get your attention. You're kind of caught in the middle of them. They're challenging each other. And when they're challenging each other, that often brings out some of their strongest qualities, the same way that it does with us. If somebody comes up and challenges us, that's when we pull out all the stops and we put our best foot forward. And that's how you grow. So that's the good thing about a square, is while it's not always the easiest transit to work with, the potential for growth is just amazing. Some of the crystals that I like to work with when there's a square going on, grounding crystals, things like obsidian, amethyst, labradorite's also very nice for that. Anything that grounds you, because you don't want to get carried away with the difficulties of the transit. You want to be able to be grounded, to be able to feel the energy and work with the best of it and grow from it and help it, allow it to help you. So that's a square transit. Then there's the trine. When two planets are in a trine, that means that they're at 120 degrees of each other, and these planets are of the same element. So they're very comfortable with each other. They understand each other, everybody's getting along. It's like, I don't want to say your family because not every family gets along, but it's like when you're with maybe your best friend. That's kind of how it is with the planets. They're getting along, they're understanding each other. It's a very comfortable transit. It's a good time to feel peaceful, to feel comfortable with what's going on. It's very supportive. Crystals like rose quartz, pink calcite, rhodonite, rhodocrossite, chrysocolla, anything that feels nurturing. These are really good crystals to work with when you've got a trine going on. Then you've got when planets are in a conjunction, when they're conjunct of each other. And that's when they're 0 to 8 degrees. And they're working in a team. They're joining forces to become stronger. So when planets are in a conjunction, I like to work with crystals that kind of team up as well. Something like a snowflake obsidian or tourmaline. Watermelon tourmaline is wonderful. Also, zebra jasper is very nice when you're working with a conjunction, because you're kind of getting the best of both planets, and they're coming together, and they're making everything work better, if you will, because they're bringing each their own qualities and joining them up together. So a conjunction is another really nice transit to work with when you're manifesting something, when you're working towards something, because you've kind of got like extra team, you've got extra players on your team, and they're going to help you get there. Then there's the sextile. When planets are in a sextile, that's when they're 60 degrees of each other. They are different elements, but they're compatible elements. So you're talking about, say, a planet that's in a fire sign and an air sign. If they're in a sextile together, fire and air goes very well together. They're compatible signs. Or you've got a sign that's in earth and water. Just think about nature. Air feeds fire. Water nurtures earth. So when you've got those planets, they're working together, they're encouraging and they're strengthening each other. And they can do the same for you. Crystals that I like with that, I like labradorite, I like fluorite a lot. Blue topaz is wonderful, especially if you're dealing with Mercury. Or anything where Neptune's another one that goes really nicely. If it happens to be in a sextile, it works really nice with the blue topaz. So remember that whenever you see planets that are in a sextile, they're in different elements, but they're compatible elements. And they're also, it's very beneficial, and they're going to help you. They're helping each other, they're helping you. Then we've got the quincunx. That's when planets are 150 degrees of each other, and they share nothing in common. They're coming from completely different places. They don't understand each other. It's like everybody's speaking a different language. And they're just not happy. They're not happy because they feel forced in this it's like if you have to sit next to somebody at the party and you don't know this person, you don't want to know this person, you don't get them. It's not that you don't like them, it's not that there's an argument or anything going on, it's just you just don't want to be there. And that's how the planets feel when they're in that kind of a situation. They feel forced to compromise. They're forced to get along until they get to move on to another transit. I also like crystals that offer comfort in that, because it's hard to find the benefit when there's just absolutely no common ground to be found. So you want to find some comfort. Clear quartz is very nice during that kind of a transit. Amethyst is also, because it can give you a little bit of enlightenment. You might even be able to find a common ground somewhere. Also rose quartz and any of those kinds of crystals that comfort you. And again, grounding crystals, always wonderful whenever you're dealing with the more challenging transits, the ones that they want to support you, but they're going to make you work for it. And then finally, the last one we're going to talk about is an opposition, when planets are opposite each other. When that happens, they're working against each other. Again, they're coming from different places, but they can kind of see the benefits that might come if they're willing to compromise and work together. This is a really nice transit for change. Anytime you've got an opposition, especially when you've got a planet like Pluto, when you've got an opposition going on, there's a lot of the benefit of compromises there. Everybody's not going to get exactly what they want, but they're going to get something, and they're going to be very happy with that, if that kind of like can resonate with you or not. They actually want to compromise. They want to work together. They're going to see how, making a slight adjustment can make a world of difference. And I mean, that's how we are in life here too. A lot of times we get stuck in, we get our tunnel vision, when sometimes a slight adjustment, just changing things ever so much, making a little bit of a compromise, not giving in, but actively saying, you know what, I could change this and it would change everything. And that's what an opposition can do for you. I like crystals like labradorite is very nice for that. Malachite's a very nice one. Apatite is another very good one for when you're dealing with oppositions, because an apatite can help you to see the benefit of changing things, even though it may not be easy. Again, a grounding crystal is always very helpful during an opposition. An amethyst, all of the quartz families work really well with an opposition, but an amethyst in particular is very nice because, again, it gives you the insight that you need to see the benefits of the transit. So those are just some of the basic ones. Hopefully this helps. If you like it and you want to see more of these types of videos, just let us know, because we love our fans and we always listen to you. We want to, give you what you need to have the best possible life, because that's part of what our mission is all about here at Healing Crystals. Don't forget to check out the weekly and the daily horoscopes on healingcrystals.com and on our Facebook page, Crystal Talk. Have a great week.